From Tom Brown Field in the heart of Gloucester County, it's a battle between the 3-seed Cherokee Chiefs and the 2-seed Washington Township Minutemaids in South Jersey Group 4 semifinal action. It's a brisk Wednesday afternoon and the first of two broadcasts today for Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Chase Parson on the call this afternoon. And even though it's a little bit chilly out, it's a little bit windy, Tom Brown Field is ready for a great semifinal soccer game between Cherokee and Washington Township. Two teams that played each other earlier in the month of October, with Cherokee, or rather Washington Township, emerging 1-0.
Yeah, well, now, the regular season's been over. It's now the semifinals. This is David Heil, the head coach for the Washington Township Minutemaids. This is his second season, his first semifinal appearance of his young career. And Megan Boland, this is her 8th season. This is only her 4th semifinal appearance, so it's going to be an interesting setting for both of these head coaches, seeing how they can adjust to, again, this turf. That's going to play a factor. They typically play on the grass fields. It's going to be a lot of the wind is another big factor as it's blowing in my face.
Blowing right into the press box today.
But I want to talk about Abby Zabritsky for the Lady Chiefs. She has 34 goals and 37 assists in her young career. Actually, this is her last year. She's a senior. I didn't even realize that. She has broken the school record for assists, career assists, which was previously 30, and season assists, which was previously 13. So she's still here breaking the record. Let's see if she tries to extend that record today. Now, on the other side, I got Taylor Stewart as a player to watch. She has 23 career goals and 14 career assists. She has 17 goals and 9 this season. It's going to be interesting to see these two girls and how much of an impact they can make for these two sides, Dan.
Well, one thing to watch as well is that both of these teams have not allowed a goal in the playoffs so far. Cherokee has outscored their opponents 9-0. Meanwhile, Washington Township has outscored their opponents 10-0. So it's going to be interesting to see what will break first. And what I'll tell you, Washington Township's good defense, definitely aided by Brianna Weiss, the senior goalkeeper for Washington Township. She's got 82 saves on the season, has not allowed more than 8 saves in a game, or excuse me, has not had more than 8 saves in a game. And she's been pretty good at keeping the ball out of the net, but her defense as well has backed her up, keeping that save number low. But for Cherokee, one of the things that should be noted is they had a 6-0 win over Rancocas Valley earlier in the season, and Abby Zabritsky, as you were saying, and Caroline Neal with 11 goals and 5 assists, 3 of them were versus Rancocas Valley. There were 2 hat tricks in the same game, but they beat Kingsway 6-0, and then they beat their quarterfinal opponent 4-0. They're right now rolling right now, and I think that Cherokee and Washington Township, regardless of who wins today, they have a chance of getting a trip down to Atlantic County on Saturday. The other game on the other side of this bracket is Central Regional, the number 1 seed, versus the number 4 seed Egg Harbor Township Eagles. So we'll have to see where this stands. If Washington Township wins and EHT wins their game versus Central, it'll be a Washington Township home game on Saturday the 15th. But we'll have to see. We've got 80 minutes of crossover soccer in the Olympic Conference for for Cherokee, the Tri-County Conference for Washington Township, and a fantastic South Jersey Group 4 semifinal coming your way here on this mid-November Wednesday afternoon. We'll take a quick break. It's Cherokee and Washington Township coming up right after this. Referees just broke from the huddle. They just spoke with the captains of both teams. As we get ready for semifinal action, Cherokee and Washington Township, again, they played in early October in the regular season. Washington Township winning 1-0 thanks to a first half goal. But overall, Cherokee coming in 15-5-1 with Megan Boland as the head coach, 4-1 in the Olympic American. They lost in the second round, rather in the semifinals of the South Jersey Coaches Cup, 2-1 to the 1-seed PVI Eagles, who eventually went on to win the Coaches Cup. And then, well, like we said, 4-0 over RV, 5-0 over the 6-seed Kingsway. And then on Washington Township side, 14-5-3. They also made it to the Coaches Cup. And who else did they get eliminated by none other than Paul Sixth? So Paul Sixth definitely has the number of both of these teams. However, in the playoffs, they beat ACIT 7-0 and GCIT 3-0. So not all that often you see two teams playing tech schools for their first two rounds, but we'll have it ready for you. Washington Township will line up on the left side of the screen with their blue jerseys, their blue home jerseys, and white numbers, red accents. Cherokee, the road team on the right, will present their white colors with what looks like either black or dark brown numericals and accents. Crowd filing in. It's still a weekday. It's still 2 o'clock, so if you're joining us from wherever you may be, we appreciate it. As certainly the crowd here at Tom Brown Field still starting to file in. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by lead soccer analyst Chase Parson of Rowan College of Burlington County. Our referees for today's contest, as provided by our good friend Jeff Fillinuk, is Samantha Emmy, Fernando Marinero, and John Foglin. Wonder if any relation to Buena Athletic Director Douglas Foglin and former Pennsville boys soccer coach. So it's the 3-seed Cherokee Chiefs and the 2-seed Washington Township Minutemen here from Tom Brown Field. Just getting everybody settled in. Started maybe a minute or so early, but as we said, we'll just get ready to go. Washington Township 4-1-3 in the Tri-County Royal Division. And again, coming off of back-to-back shutout wins over ACIT and GCIT. 19 combined and unanswered goals between these two teams versus their first two opponents. And we are underway in semifinal action. Township with first possession. Boots it over the middle. Just got past number 15 that time, Emily Haynes, the senior midfielder. Over to the left side, rolling over is Olivia McCullough. Township looking to break first right away on the first possession. Now Cherokee gets it back. Looks like going down there and going over that time. It was a good possession by Cherokee's number 19, that being Talia Rowe. And she'll throw it in on the far sideline. Township with possession. On the ground on the far sideline. Cherokee trying to get over. Cherokee now with possession. Cherokee moving to the middle. Again, playing on the turf today here at Tom Brown Field, moving coast to coast for A.B. Zabriskie. Now over to Lila Clark. Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Near sideline. Caitlin D'Ottavino. It's ridiculous. Sorry about that, folks.
You just wanted to know where.
I mean, do you
it's being
really
broadcasted?
I mean, with all due respect, you really have to step into the press box. You can tell we got headsets on, people. From the near corner, blooped in the air. Oh, that was close, but couldn't get there. Looked like closest one to it was Zabriskie, and it'll be out of play. This will be a goal kick by Township. By the Minute Maids, number 0. As we mentioned, Brianna Weiss, the goalkeeper for Washington Township, 159 career saves, 84 of them this season in 20 matches. Has not had a single game with double-digit saves, her most being 8 which happened versus Delsey on October the 9th and Williamstown on September the 18th, both losses. But this defense has held up well. As a little bit of a blooper that time, Washington Township couldn't get a clean foot on it for Corinne Myers. Cherokee will throw from the near sideline for number 12, Lila Clark, and that one rolls out on the near sideline. Just getting started here in Washington Township. A lot of trade-offs of throws. It's Township, high throw. Good leg that time from Myers. Now over to Clark. Spinning and turning, number 28, Lily Gorsin, the sophomore. And now floating over to the right side. Just not a lot of momentum on the first couple of possessions here in the first couple of minutes, and now Township will get the throw from the far side. Here comes Township. Again, another almost a signature move there from Corinne Myers, being able to sweep that ball on her left foot, moving it coast to coast. And now Cherokee trying to break through, working through heavy traffic, out to the right side. Now back over towards Weiss, who takes that one in on a slow roller. Just about 4 minutes into this one here from Tom Brown Field in Washington Township. Fans still filing in on this weekday. Off the chest of Taylor Stewart. Now over to the right side for Gorsline. Bringing it down was number 15, Paige Wagner. And now Township looking to sweep it over again. Now it's back to Corinne Myers. Cherokee's last line of defense was in on that one, and now this one rolls out, no man's land. Here comes Cherokee's keeper in to save it, and she does. Able to get the boot out and able to keep possession for the Chiefs. Now over to Gorsline, the midfielder, now moving around on the left side. Chased hard by Maddie Hengy. Down. Minute Maids keeping the possession. A little bit of a slow touch there from Taylor Stewart. Now it goes back to Stewart. Township wanted a handball, didn't get that one called, and it will be called by the referee in midfield. Looked pretty clear to me.
Yeah, it was a late call. She kind of took a second, took in all the considerations, and then blew the whistle after the play was cleared, but I think she did get this one right.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that it was called, not when it was called, that matters, and referee obviously wanted to make sure they got the right call. This will be a free kick taken by Nina Noseal from around 30 yards out on the football field, out into the far corner, and out of play. This is our first of two broadcasts today. We will be taking the trip down to Davis Field in Pittman for Thanksgiving tune-up football later tonight between my alma mater, the Audubon Green Wave, and the Pittman Panthers. Kickoff at 6 p.m. Again, both teams playing in their respective Thanksgiving games in 2 weeks' time, as this one popped up by Hengy. Audubon playing Haddon Township in the Curley Cup on Thanksgiving Eve. And then Pittman playing Clayton in the 100th annual Thanksgiving Derby between those two teams. Cherokee with possession, a little back and forth there. Zabriskie has it. Now on the near sideline. This one's going to chase towards the corner. Goes over to Wagner. Going to try to keep it in play here, and she does. Wagner side to side. Booted up in the air by Mia Donovan, and now this one goes out on 3 hops to Weiss. Just 6 minutes in, and a good handful of back and forth possessions for what it's worth. Popped up over to Gorsline, brought down. Now Cherokee bringing it back beyond midfield. Over to number 12, Lila Clark, as we mentioned. Minute Maids get the turnover. How long can this possession last? It's over to Haynes. Left side, it's McCullough. And letting that one trail out of play is Corinne Myers. Myers, the senior midfielder, 12 goals, 13 assists for her this year. Had 1 goal and 4 assists in the first round playoff game, a 7-0 rout of ACIT back on November the 5th, last Wednesday. Good touch by, that looked like a kind of iffy touch there. She angled it differently. Cherokee would have kept the possession there, but instead out of play, Township ball. Just timing is everything right there, and in that situation, Zabriskie not able to really get a clean foot on it, but the intent was there, as now splitting through traffic is Stewart. Moving out to the left side, Cherokee putting up a strong fight on defense. Gorsline backs off on the touch by McCullough. Now Cherokee gets it back to the sophomore midfielder Gorsline. And now Cherokee moving on the far sideline. Next to the Chiefs bench, moving over, still in play, dancing along the far sideline, and now a boot. And it's wide to the right as Cherokee keeps this game scoreless.
Very good development there down the far sideline. It was a great ball down the line. Just did enough to keep it in. Great ball to the corner. And that shot just hit the outside netting.
Moving over to the far sideline and out of play on the goal kick. This will be a good possession for Cherokee here after just missing on that shot, although Washington Township still trading possessions back and forth here. Really no team getting too much momentum, although if you want to argue any team is getting momentum, it's Cherokee, just because they've had more shots on goal than Washington Township, which to my knowledge has had 0 so far. I think that goalkeeper's only touched the ball once on Cherokee's side. Chiefs with possession, right side for Donovan. And that one's another pickup by Weiss. Rolls it to her right. Township keeping it on the ground here. A little floater back over to Stewart. Stewart cuts it over on top of the WT logo, lets this one fly. See where this one will land, and pulling away from it will be the goalkeeper, Junior Riley Anderson. Anderson this year, 137 saves. 137 career saves, 69 of them in 19 matches this season. And also, just like Weiss, no game with double-digit saves. Had 9 in the Coaches Cup semifinal loss to PVI, who ended up winning the Girls Soccer Coaches Cup outright over Shawnee. Both Coaches Cup finals were electrifying this year. It was PVI over Shawnee, and then Washington Township Boys Soccer, which also holds a high seed in South Jersey Group 4. They won the boys' final, I believe, over Cherry Hill East. Or I don't know who they won over, but it was
against, I believe, St. Augustine in overtime.
St. Augustine, that's right, yeah. But both games went to overtime for the girls and the boys in Coaches Cup. 10 minutes down in the first half. Cherokee and Washington Township tussling over the far sideline. And a whistle there. Last touch was by Township's number 14, Nina Noseal. Cherokee will have this ball for, looks like a free kick here from around the 25-yard line. Chiefs will send this one away. Good boot there. Still staying on the far sideline as Noseal pops this one up, right side. Now on the baseline, gets it out. Township with possession. This one's blocked by Cherokee, gets it over. Possession still on the Chiefs. A great block that time. She's down, and a foul just inside 15 yards. Going down there was Caroline Neal. This will be a great free kick here from Cherokee. Liner. Off
save.
The post! And waltzing in! Chiefs goal! Off the left post. And getting that one in, it looked like the first one was by Talia Rowe. But the Chiefs are on the board. 1-0, 12 minutes into this semifinal. Just a great back and forth there. Ends with Cherokee scoring a goal. They kept the pressure on, and they were unable to get it done. Just came on too strong that time, and Cherokee leads 1-0.
I mean, it was a great save initially by Brianna Weiss, just pushing it off the post, and then nobody followed in. And the only person there was a Lady Chief. That's a great pressure. It's a great way to gain that foul from Caroline Neal, put him in a great position. That's what they did.
Now a good ball over to the left side, going towards the end line, and out of play. Chasing that one out of bounds is Haley Kennedy. But Cherokee, as we mentioned, they lost to Washington Township 1-0 in the regular season, but in soccer, more than arguably any other sport, the regular season results do not play and really just... Okay, so Zabriskie is credited with that goal that time. I couldn't tell who got in there right away because it was on the free kick, but the person who had the free kick did not score the goal as it ricocheted off the left post and left a wide open gap for Weiss as that one is headed forward. This one's a good shot over towards the far corner flag. Not going to have any chance on that one, but a good touch nonetheless by Gorsline. Sending that one out was Caitlin D. Ottaviano. Cherokee trying to pressure close to Township's goal, and it's out of bounds on the Chiefs sideline. Washington Township, of course, one of the few high schools in South Jersey that I'm aware of to have separate nicknames for the men and women's teams, or the boys and girls teams. Township known as the Minute Maids, kind of like Tennessee calls all their women's teams the Lady Volunteers. But this one going out, this is going to be a corner kick for Cherokee. So already putting on the pressure on, they did for the first 12 minutes. And now that pressure gets extended, and none other than Abby Zabriskie to do the corner kick. Leading scorer on this team, 18 goals in this season, 17 assists, 35 goals in her career. That one's headed forward, blocked by Township, and they'll get out of it. This one almost goes out to no man's land, as now it's going to be a free-for-all, Township down, and a foul. Just a real scramble right there, as expected, coming off the corner. Township able to keep this game at 1-0.
Another great save by Brianna Weiss. She just got up there, just beat the Lady Chief on the header and punched it away, and then it was later cleared. And stopped the clock.
They're asking for the clock to be stopped.
Looks like Brianna Weiss is going to be hurt. She's going to come off for a second.
Yeah, goalkeeper change for Township. Trying to get a read on that jersey number. That is number 25, which would be, well, on NJ.com that says Bryn Trost, but this could be Hannah Miraz, who has recorded 5 saves and also appeared in the first round playoff game versus Atlantic Tech. Minute Maids with possession. Moving out to the right side, rather out to the far side for number 11, Isabella Wicken, the sophomore. Little collision there. Another tango. Referee says it's clean, and we play on. Now it's the Chiefs moving over left side. This one's got a good chance for Zabriskie. Just got out to the left, put a little too much on it, and it was a bit of a rough angle that time, but the execution was oh so close. And we remain 1-0, 15 minutes down in the first half. And again, with this goalkeeper substitution for Washington Township, keeps those vulnerabilities even higher, as that one's blocked by Cherokee. Will give Township a throw, but still deep in their own half. I mean, they really haven't give Cherokee a great run for their money yet. That's the big issue here, is that Washington Township has had all the pressure put on them without really reciprocating that pressure so far. This one's moving on the near sideline, 2-on-1. Cherokee trying to get out of the jam. It goes back to number 28, moving over there. This one's on the ground over the middle. Township blocks it. Now goes over to NJSIAA over there. Now Cherokee with possession again. Again, Cherokee just really controlling the ball for the big part of this first half. Almost a, oh wow, really good possession there. Gorsline cutting over to the right, makes the Minute Maid miss. But Washington Township able to survive with it, but now Cherokee gets it right back. Just so many possessions going back and forth. Nobody really holding on for an extended period of time. Cherokee to throw. Lila Clark gets it on the ground for Gorsline. Moving around, really good possession there. But just, I mean, when we look back at what Cherokee was able to do there, the first 12 minutes of the ball game were pretty much all pressure Washington Township feels like a rarity that they're on this side of the field in their opposite half. On the ground for Cherokee. That one is booted out, and that one's going to go into the road grandstands. It's going to hop over the road grandstands. Last touch by number 17, Isabel Johnson. Throw by the Lady Chiefs. A little good combat on the far side. Again, just really good defensive instincts here by Cherokee, really not allowing Washington Township to get a long possession here. Just really dominating on the offensive side, and they lead by 1. Throw by Township, hugging the far sideline. Cherokee, as we mentioned before, able to stay resilient and get the ball back. Back out towards the middle for Gorsline. A herd of Minute Maids are in there. A Cherokee player is down. I believe that's Gorsline. Trying to see if she will get up. She's right now sitting at around the 30 and on an 11-on-10 advantage, and Washington Township sends this one out over towards the track, and that Cherokee player waiting to see if they stop the clock. They will ask for the clock to be stopped with 22:06 as they check on Gorsline. 1-0 Cherokee here from Tom Brown Field in Washington Township. This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at, well, let's readjust that video first. Our good friends at Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. If you like those odds, book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman at 614 Lambs Road. Cherokee 1, Washington Township 0. Here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, as we mentioned, we have Audubon and Pittman football later tonight. We have women's basketball tomorrow night between the Northampton Spartans and the RCSJ Gloucester Roadrunners. It's a women's standalone game starting at 5 p.m. And then on Friday, it's the WJYFL Turkey Bowl between the Haddon Township Hawks and the Eastern Vikings from Voorhees, 7 o'clock kickoff. Saturday, we are unsure about what's going on Saturday. We originally had scheduled Luzerne County at RCSJ men's basketball at 1 p.m., but if a girls soccer sectional final does come open and we fill out everything with the NJSIAA, we could be going to either Audubon or Washington Township, depending on the results of those two games. To just be transparent, if Audubon wins versus Shalleck, they'll get an automatic home bid versus either Washington Township, versus Haddon Township. Man, Washington Township being Group 1 would not work, but this is going to be, looks like a corner for Washington Township. But Audubon versus either Haddon Township or Woodstown, and then our second choice, if possible, would be Washington Township. But Egg Harbor Township would have to beat Central Regional in the 4-1 game. That's a boot, but it just goes to the left of the goal there. Really no kind of contest. That'll be a goal kick for Cherokee. That was Township's first corner of the game. We've seen a handful of them already. But Cherokee will send this one away just about halfway through the first half here in Sewell/Washington Township. Good boot by Cherokee. Keeps it short range, though, and keeps it on the ground for the most part. Spinning and turning around. Chiefs looking to hang on to the possession. Goes over to Stewart. Stewart looking to break through the traffic. Now it's over to Myers. Stewart with a boot, but a one-hopper. Didn't get enough velocity on that one to trick the goalkeeper, Anderson, rather. And it remains 1-0. Cherokee moving over, trying to break through all the traffic. It's not going to be an easy task, but now on the far side, good boot, coast to coast. They move it side to side again, keeping Weiss on her feet off the crossbar, no good. And now another chance, and it goes out of play. And that one did hit, it looked like off the soccer crossbar, not the football field goal post, so that was a ball that stayed in play. But this will be another corner, the third of the day for the Cherokee Chiefs.
That quick counterattack led by Caroline Neal. Played it to the far side, rather. A nice ball across, try to find Zubritsky. She sent it right back in front, and that shot just rang off the crossbar. And then luckily the Chiefs get a corner out of this.
Zabriskie looking for career goal 36. Lets it high. Lets it go. It's still in play, and it gets out. Couldn't tell who had what in a hodgepodge of orange and blue and red and white. But the Minute Maids emerge from it. Now 3-on-1, outnumbered on the far side. That one goes out at the scorer's table. And this will be a throw for the Chiefs. Chiefs still with possession. Now on the right side, looks like Gorsline in there. She is down. Cherokee wanted a foul, didn't get it. It's back over to Haynes. On the ground again and out. But would you agree that Cherokee's definitely had a lot of the momentum here on the road today?
100%, Dan. Just that corner alone pretty much summed up this first half so far. That was a very dangerous ball played in by Zubritsky. It looked like it might have came close to an Olympico. It just wasn't that close to the goal line, but the header, it looked like was sent back across, and then it was, as you said, a hodgepodge right in the 6-yard area and eventually cleared, but that's just been the story of this first half so far.
Now moving out is Weiss. She rolls in and gets it to her left. Actually, no, not Weiss. She is still out of the game. And that does look like it's the backup goalkeeper, Hannah Miraz, who has 5 saves on the year. 4 against Clearview back in late September. Minute Maid down. Here comes another roll for Cherokee. It's back to Zabriskie, liner, and it goes out of play after deflecting off of one of Washington Township's backs. But as it stands, this is going to be another corner from the same flag. This is the 4th that Cherokee will have attempted in the first 25 minutes of this game. And it's none other than Zabriskie going back at it.
Now look at the middle of this box real quick, or look at the goal line. Every player besides 2 is at the top, or is at the top of the goal line, now moving to the top of the 6.
Miraz coming in, brings it down. Way to get up in the middle of traffic, in the middle of standstill traffic, and keep the game 1-0. It's the biggest thing that Township's got to worry about here is making sure that, you know, with a backup goalkeeper in, we don't know when that second goalkeeper will return in Weiss. Nice little backpedal there by Stewart. Now headed forward by Ava Ancone, the midfielder rather. Chiefs with a long boot goes back out to the defense for the Minute Maids. Now Cherokee moving over. Just trying to get any semblance of life for Washington Township here in the first half. This will be a long halftime discussion if they're unable to get anything going, and that one is out of play. Out on the Cherokee sideline. Here comes the throw. Now Cherokee moving again. Township with a block, but it can only help them so much. Township's defense with another good scoop there. Addison Dembski was there for Township as the midfielder, now on the far sideline. Dembski is there. On the ground again, moving over towards Myers. And now over to Haynes. Good space for Cherokee, who boots it. Last defender in the area moved it out of the way and got it out on the Cherokee sideline, rather over towards the Washington Township bench. It'll be a substitution. Township gets an extra player, or not an extra player, but gets a new face on the field with 15 minutes left in the first half. Good boot there. Cherokee keeps it on the ground. Township moving over. Cherokee with possession. Couldn't find anybody on Cherokee's side. Township takes over. And now here comes the Minute Maids with a chance. Moving over, but this will be an easy spot for Cherokee's goalkeeper, Anderson. John Lewis of the Burlington County Times is here today. And our good friend out of Jersey Sports Zone also representing the media here in South Jersey Group 4 semifinals between the Cherokee Chiefs and the Washington Township Minutemen. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Chase Parson on the call today. Again, stay tuned for football later tonight. Midweek action before Thanksgiving between Audubon and Pittman. Township working through traffic. It's Haynes. Left side. Cherokee gets it away. Man, Cherokee's defense holding up so well, just really denying any chance for Washington Township to get a prolonged possession, because the longer those possessions go, more there's a chance for something to go wrong. Another pickup by Anderson. This one we sent away by Anderson. Kind of popped it up there. Didn't get maybe the distance that she wanted. That one goes down. Cherokee trying to stay on their feet. Now it's moving around for the Chiefs on the far sideline. A good spinner by number 15, Paige Wagner, but unable to get anything further as now Township gets the throw in. Over towards the middle. The defenseman is there. On the ground, right side. Cherokee tried to break through, tried to just kind of set up a good situation offensively, and now Township starting to break away. Really fluid possession here, but Cherokee tries to boot it back, and Anderson's able to pick it up despite a hard charge from Corinne Myers. And we stay 1-0. Those are always tough possessions. You blink and you miss it. Township was all the way back right in front of their goal. The last defender out there had the possession, and then it just goes 1, 2, 3, and then in a couple of seconds, you're on the other side of the field entirely. A very quick-moving possession here as Cherokee gets a turnover over to Zabriskie. Now cutting over to the middle. It's not Zabriskie over there, far side, and it's blocked by Township. Honestly, a little bit hard to read. Oh, that's a big hit and a whistle, and that'll be a foul. Could tell that was coming from right away. Just a bad idea, bad situation from start to finish there. Township free kick from their own 20.
So with this Lady Chiefs attack, it's really being played through the midfield. They try and find Caroline Neal, who's placed in the center of this attacking third. She plays it either outside to our near side for Zabriskie or to the far side for Mia Donovan. I mean, Mia Donovan, honestly, we haven't talked about her much, but she has 9 goals and 9 assists this season. She's really been a vital piece of that outside wing, as well as, obviously, Abby Zabriskie. But that's really the core 3 of this final third for the Lady Chiefs, and it's been working very well.
Indeed it has. Here comes the throw by Wagner. Could be trouble, and she gets down on a knee and saves it. Miraz waiting, sends it away, gets it on a low flyer, gets one high bounce, and the Chiefs nail it forward. Wagner with a good stop, misleading the Minute Maids. It's blocked by the defense. And now Cherokee and Washington Township going back and forth at it again. Cherokee with another player down. Chiefs wanted a call. They want another one, and they get the second one. This will be a free kick for Chiefs. Again, they've had several free kicks in good position here in this game so far. This will be taken by number 12, Lila Clark. Clark with no goals but 6 assists this season. This one's a liner, and it's just right to Miraz, who will roll this one back in. I mean, that would have been great if she would be able to score right on the free kick, but unable to do so there from that far out. Miraz going back over again. Just a tough situation for Washington Township, a backup goalkeeper in a playoff game where you're already losing. And keep in mind, the goal was scored before Weiss came out of the game. So it's not necessarily her fault or anything like that, but it's just you consider the fact that when you're talking about playoff soccer, 2 elite programs in Cherokee and Washington Township, you're going to have to worry about goalkeeper injury concerns. That's always going to be a difficult task. As now this one's on the far side for Cherokee. Rolling it towards the end line, towards the flag, moving along the end line. And now an open shot. 2-touch, right side. Zabriskie still with possession on the end line. Now another chance, and she's got it. Goal Chiefs. They score for a second time. It is number 7, Angelina Agban, who scores. And with 10 minutes exactly in the first half, the Chiefs lead this one 2-0. And talk about an interesting scenario on the road. Washington Township already down 2-0 to a tough Cherokee team. 2 teams that have Had long runs in the Coaches Cup this year, lost to the same team in PVI who eventually won it all. And Township gets the possession back for the last 10 minutes of the half, or just to start this possession here. Sends it out. Near side. This will be a throw by Cherokee, specifically by Clark. But Chase, your thoughts on that goal there?
I mean, that was just a brilliant play all around by Abby Zabritsky. She took it all the way down to the end line, just crossed it. That was enough to pull the goalkeeper out of her own goal mouth and sends it right across the middle, right at the top of the 6-yard area. And Agban is just there to send it right into the wide open net. I mean, you can't ask for anything easier than that.
For Agban, that's her 3rd goal of the year. 3 goals, 3 assists. 6 goals for her in her career, and her first goal since October the 9th versus Morristown. Popped up. Township with a header. Maddie Hengy is there. Hengy with another touch. Now back over to Boland.
Cherokee goal scored by number 7, Angelina Agban.
Now here comes the Chiefs again, rolling through the middle. Now it's over to number 9, Mia Donovan. We mentioned her before, but Township gets the stop. Now it's back to the Chiefs. Again, just putting on that pressure that Township cannot get past. That one rolls out far sideline. So this throw will be taken, it looks like, by the Chiefs with 8 minutes and change left in the first half here from Tom Brown Field. Throw by the Chiefs, far side. Bounces once. Township gets in on it. Here comes a liner, good distance. And it's through the wrong field goal post that time. It's out of play. Again, Cherokee 15-5-1. Started off the season with 5 wins in their first 6 matches. Losing to a NJSIAA independent in Pennington, which is more or less a national school. Lost to them 3-0. And the roughest stretch of the year was in mid-October when they lost 3 of 4, 1-0 to Washington Township, 4-2 to PVI. They won against Cherry Hill West 2-1, a team that finished around 500. That game went to overtime, and then 1-0 versus Shawnee. And by that point, they only had 1 regular season game left before the Coaches Cup started in the last week of October. Now moving through the middle. Cherokee backpedaling a little bit, but definitely not as far as Township would like. Haynes gets something on it. Over to the left side, back behind midfield. Coming in for it is the Minute Maids, specifically number 6, Haley Kennedy. On the ground, far side. Kennedy moving in. 2-on-1 is the defense against against Washington Township. No whistles that time after the contact. And now Cherokee with possession again, far sideline. And the Chiefs continue to move up strongly. Headed forward. 6.5 minutes to play. Minute Maids moving side to side, now getting past midfield for Kennedy. On the ground is Haynes, moving past Clark. Here comes Cherokee to get it out. Lila Clark comes in that time. Now it's Zabriskie, but getting the push off is Kennedy to keep the possession for Washington Township. Now over towards the near sideline, barely able to keep it in that time is Kennedy. Now back over to D'Ottaviano. Good backspin that time. Township over to Hengy. And Anderson gets the tap and brings that one in for Cherokee. I mean, right now it's 2:39. I would imagine probably a lot of the kids from the high school are either out or they're getting out soon. I don't see any of them here. Oh, there's a couple a little bit out of my camera range on the left side, but that's what we used to do when I was in high school. The games would start at 2 o'clock, and then, you know, whenever they get out of school, it would be just a free-for-all to get over to the field as quickly as possible. This is a lot easier because the field's right on campus. Another back and forth here by Cherokee. They're moving over. They've got 5 defenders for Township in one spot, and now Cherokee's able to break through 3 of them. They've got a little bit more on their plate here as they're on the far sideline. Looks like Clark is there on the ground, moving over towards the end line, and a liner right to Miraz. Brings us to the last 5 minutes of the first half. Cherokee gets in front of it, sliding, but it will not go. That actually hit the corner flag. There was a Cherokee player, number 13, who was down. Brianna Weiss is coming back into the game. So Weiss came out about 5 minutes after Cherokee scored their first goal. So prior to this goal kick, that's what the stoppage was for, because they needed Weiss to come back in for the goal kick. So good to hear that she's coming back in, because this may be what Washington Township needs to have a stand on defense. And then, listen, just the Washington Township offense just might be the missing piece of the puzzle, as it is right now. But they beat Cherokee in the regular season, but in the playoffs, everything's off the table. You're 0-0 every week. Over towards the middle for Henji. Cherokee still going back and forth, really challenging difficultly here. It's back over to Clark. Nellie Boland was in there. Now it's on the far side again towards the corner flag and the end line. Cherokee on the ground again, not really doing too much here. Moving it out, 3.5 minutes left, headed almost on an odd angle by Corinne Myers, and it's a whistle. It'll be a free kick for Washington Township, deep in their own territory. 2 hops this time, and now it goes over to the far sideline. Another throw in. Washington Township just looking to get any leverage they can before halftime. Barely stays in. Cherokee says it's theirs. Township says it's theirs. Township got it. Popped up. Here comes Cherokee. Back at it again. A good floater that really gets some good distance here. Cherokee comes in hard, and a whistle. It'll be a foul, it looks like, on the Minute Maids, as this will continue to embolden the progress that Cherokee has made here in this 3-2 game. Not 3-2 in terms of the score, but 3-2 in terms of the seeding. Chiefs coming in after, again, as we mentioned, both teams shut out their first 2 playoff opponents, Cherokee over RV and Kingsway, and then Washington Township over 2 VOTEC schools in ACIT and GCIT. GCIT and Washington Township, that's not only a good tri-county matchup, but that's a good close rivalry as well. Just 2 schools about 10 minutes apart from each other. GCIT being right across the campus from my current college, Rowan College of South Jersey. On the ground for the Chiefs, back to Clark. And now moving over is Mia Donovan. Back over to Zabrinski. Kind of gets a little shove that time. Clark moves back in, and it's intercepted by Township, specifically by Henji, the midfielder, the junior midfielder. Now moving over to D. Ottaviano. Oh, wow, that's a big hit. Cherokee goes in for a big slide, and it looked like that was Nosile who gets in there and ended up taking a big flight. That one is sent far away, but it's off the goal post. Not the one they were looking for, and we've got the last minute of play in the first half. Cherokee up 2-0. Surprised that there was nothing that came from that. Just in terms of that was a hard hit. I'm surprised that she's not shaken up or anything, but shows a tough ball player right there. Township gets it out. Under 30 seconds to play. Donovan, crossover. Stays alive that time. Now it's back over. Far sideline. Cherokee watching earnestly. A slow possession. Rolls over to Mia Donovan. Now Township's got it for Henji. And now a late throw. We'll have 6 seconds. Not really enough time to get anything going. Cherokee will just kind of piddle this along, and that will end the first half. Here from Tom Brown Field, the Cherokee Chiefs with a potential date with Central Regional and Egg Harbor Township on the horizon. They've got to be feeling good. It's the Chiefs 2 and the Minute Maids 0. We'll be back in 10 minutes for the second half.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress, but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Epplite, you know, he's, again, one time leaving the bases loaded is frustrating enough. Doing it twice in a row. Oh, how about this? Line drive. They're going to, no, he's throwing it around the infield. They're going to throw him out at first. He's out. I have never seen that before. That is a 5-4-3 ground out because the third baseman thought he caught it. The home plate umpire said no, so he threw it around the infield and then got the out at first anyway because the batter thought he was out.
The batter stopped. The third baseman thought
Everybody
he caught
stopped.
it, and it touched.
Literally, they've been here twice, and they're about to score, or on the doorstep of scoring 50 for the second game in a row. Xavier Terry Brown. He is still on his feet. He's being shoved forward into the end zone. But who's got the ball? Look at Jason Solomon. The ball magically appeared in Woodbury's hands, and now they're back at the 50. This one's going back. This one's going to go to the distance. I don't see any flags. Did that just go for 100 yards? I think it did. I do not see any flags as Woodbury. Oh my goodness, Jason Solomon, have a day. He is the first man not named Taylor to score. Wow, that was good.
1-0 Red Bank. Now here is Al D'Elia. The man they used to call Big Al has now slimmed down, and he still hits dingers. He went viral in 2018 for his catchphrase during the Little League World Series when he was introduced by the ESPN camera crews and was given his standard introduction. He said, "Hi, my name's Big Al, and I hit dingers." And that sentiment still holds true today. He had his first career high school home run versus Rumson Fairhaven in their opening game of the campaign last week. There's a swing and a miss, 0-2. But D'Elia, kind of a folk hero for baseball players who just want to hit the ball far and have fun while doing it. The poster child now is the poster big fella. Fly ball right center field. This is going to be a sac fly. Taken in by Terranova, and Big Al might not hit dingers, but he certainly drives in runs. It's 2-0.
So after the holding call to be 1st and 20, as now rolling out to the right side, he's got a little bit of room to run on a QB rush. He's going to get a first down. There's no flags, and how about this for 61 yards? Anthony Gaetano with a QB rush that works to perfection. He hugs the sideline, and Anthony Gaetano gets the scoring started for the Red Hawks at 7-6.
Two minutes remaining. 4 fouls on St. Joe's. One more and it's a bonus, which would greatly help Gloucester Catholic. The moving green guard! It's a one-point game just like that! This place is going nuts! And now a drive to the basket by Spross. He lays it up and lays it in! St. Joe's has 2 timeouts remaining. Gloucester Catholic still has 3. Here we go. Mascaro pulls up. He goes to 3! 6 points! Jack Mascaro has tied the game with 90 seconds remaining. How will the Wildcats respond with a miss?
For the second half here from Washington Township High School, it's the Cherokee Chiefs 2 and the Minute Maids of Washington Township 0. I'm Dan Wilkins, joined by Chase Parson. 2 goals from I should say the leading goal scorer for Cherokee, Zabinski, and then, Agban had her 3rd goal of the year with 10 minutes to play in the half. But Cherokee looking for a trip to either Central Regional or being home to Egg Harbor Township. There is still a chance they host a sectional final. But your thoughts on the first half so far?
I mean, it's just been 40 minutes of just straight dominance by the Lady Chiefs on both ends of the field. They've really locked up this Minute Maid. Got to remember the name
change.
The Minute Maids offense has really been locked up by the Lady Chiefs defense, specifically with Morrison Reeves, number 11. She has really been that rock, that anchor in the middle of that back line for the Minute Maids, or for the Lady Chiefs. And on offense, it's those front 3 in Caroline Neal, Abby Zabritsky, and Mia Donovan have really been on the front foot this entire first 40. So now for the second 40, this defense really needs to keep their shape, keep what they've been doing all of that first half to see them through to the sectional final.
Yeah, I mean, even though Cherokee's on the road, they are certainly not a team that if they win today, it would be considered an upset. I think it would just be considered 2 wonderful teams going back and forth, back at it. But one thing that I've noticed, and you piggybacked off of it when you were talking, was, Cherokee's defense they have been locked down. They really have not allowed Washington Township to have any prolonged possessions. They've kept the ball on their half pretty much the entire time, and it'll be interesting to see if these 40 minutes are any different. Cherokee with possession as we're off and rolling in the second half. Nice little ball on the left side. On the far side, Cherokee brings that one in. Again, another high floater. Clark trying to get in that time. Unsuccessful, although she was able to keep the possession there. Township gets the turnover, boots it on the ground, but Cherokee's defensive line gets that one in. Now, it's Mia Donovan. Here comes another good ball. That's going to roll in, and it's 3-0. Mia Donovan. Mia Donovan has a goal to start just 30 seconds into the second half, and Cherokee's lead grows ever stronger. It's 3-0. And, of course, anything can change, but if you're a Cherokee fan, your GPS might start bringing you to Bayville, New Jersey for Saturday afternoon if this keeps going. That was just a great possession there by Cherokee. Sometimes the first 30 seconds of a half can tell you everything you need to know, and in that situation right there, was able to get it going.
We'll try and find the replay of that.
Oh, we do have that. We have replays of all 3 goals. Yeah, well,
is not.
That's from our baseball game on Sunday. Yeah, we'll load up that replay real quick. While there's a lull, yeah, let's go into that real quick. Yeah, so just as the possession gets back there, you can see the replay. Hold on. Just went right into the hands of Anderson.
So it was Caroline Neal who finished this one off. Here, we'll go back to the replay.
Okay, so Neal had the goal that time.
Yeah, it was a nice ball played forward. You see it right there. Mia Donovan had the assist, and it just went right past the center back, and Caroline Neal out rushing was Brianna Weiss, but it was just not enough to keep that shot out from Caroline Neal. It was a great run. It's her 22nd career goal, her 12th of the year, and that one could definitely very well see the Lady Chiefs be sent to the sectional final.
We should have that thing that John Madden used to have where you have like the pen and you're able to just write on the screen so you can circle whatever you're looking for. Near sideline, that one goes out. A little bit hard to, like I said, from the distance, it's a little bit hard to see the jersey numbers for Cherokee just because they're so small. And also the stripes on the front of the jerseys don't help me any better. This one's headed forward. Don't forget, on December the 1st, we will announce our high school basketball schedule. 38 games total throughout South and Central Jersey. And our first game is going to be on December the 15th, and we'll unveil where we will be for those games. We will have games in 7 different conferences and in 9 different counties. It's going to be a great high school basketball schedule for us this year. And if you're a Cherokee and Washington Township fan, well, the emails will be sent out to those people very shortly because, well, you can imagine where we're going for that. As this one will be taken by Cherokee's number 24, Leah. It looks like Leah Wiener, the sophomore midfielder. Township with possession, able to get it out, but it's blocked. Right back to Wiener on the near sideline. And now rolling forward, Township's going to get this one back with number 9, Olivia McCullough. And Cherokee sends it out to the fence on the near side, separating the bleachers. Some cloud cover rolling over here in Washington Township with mostly overcast this morning. Had some nasty storms a few nights ago, so... Oh, that's a big hit. That's a good slide. That's a big slide tackle that time. It'll be a foul on Nina Nosile. Nosile, yeah, there we go. Gonna get it at some point. Washington Township's head coach, David Heil, commanding to his players on the defensive line for this free kick by Cherokee. Good ball there, headed up, brought down by Isabel Johnson, the freshman, for this possession here. Donovan with the goal just a few minutes ago, guarded by Johnson, and it's out, heading towards Township's goal. But Cherokee's still continuing to apply large amounts of pressure here. This is going to be a near corner for Cherokee for the umpteenth time. And it'll be taken again by Zabriskie, who had the first goal of the game. So 3 goals, 3 goal scorers. And Zabriskie is going to look to knock in goal number 4. Coming in for it and getting the save is Weiss. Able to emerge from the pile that time and keep this game at 3-0. Well, I mean, to be fair, we were here for a Washington Township boys soccer game earlier in the month of October. Delsey, in their senior night, led that game 2-0. Washington Township came back, scored 5 unanswered goals, and won the game 5-2. So there's nothing that says that Washington Township can't flip a switch and tie this game and get back into this game. But you got to get started somewhere. As Johnson on the near sideline. Cherokee gets the turnover. This one goes back to Donovan, who sends this one out, and this will be a throw-in by the Minutemaids. Actually, no, it looks like Cherokee's going to get this one here. Couldn't tell who touched that one last. Just kind of a 50-50 contest there. Cherokee trying to get every inch that they can on this throw. That one was brought down by Caroline Neal, the senior forward, as we mentioned, scored earlier in the half. 12 goals for her this season. Backpedaling, out at midfield, and out on the far sideline for Cherokee. Chiefs will throw this one in front of their bench. And it's a short throw for number 15, Paige Wagner. Senior midfielder for Cherokee. That one goes out on the far side. Minutemaids will throw now. But Cherokee up 3-0 in this game. Just a great defensive showcase for the Chiefs today. It's Township trying to push from the bag. That one rolls out. Didn't really get anybody to touch it after the throw. It's like this will be a corner here. Never mind. That's what Chase is here for. He's here to correct me on everything I get wrong.
I'm here to nod my head and wag my finger.
That's exactly what it is. That's what's in your contract. Good floater that time. Township gets this one up by Johnson, but out on the near sideline. Throw by Cherokee. By number 24, Angelina, or no, actually a different number 24, Leah Wiener, excuse me. They have Agban listed as number 24 as well, but Chase's roster has her at number 7. That was confirmed by the Burlington County Times reporter John Lewis, who's here today, as Agban having that second goal. Township over to the right side. Cherokee looking to keep the possession, but not for too long. Haley Kennedy's got it rolling out on the far side. Just really didn't have a chance on that one. I mean, there's been some good possessions by Washington Township, but this game has definitely been a Cherokee showcase so far for the first 50 minutes. Even in a 3-0 game, you just don't really expect a sectional semifinal to have a 3-goal lead. You expect it to be a little bit closer than that. So for the home fans, it is a little bit of a culture shock for what it's worth. This one's popped up by Cherokee, headed forward in the right direction for Township. They've just got to get something to go here as Johnson, middle, finds some space for Myers. Corinne Myers, right side, keeps it on the ground, and Cherokee's going to get it out. It's headed off the backside. A push from the back, and Township keeps it in, dancing along the near sideline. It's out, but Corinne Myers was there, and this will be a throw by Cherokee. How about that? That was oh so close, and they're going to push Cherokee back here on the throw. But that was mere inches from being Township's first goal of the game, but it wrestles out, and we remain 3-0. Wow, that was a bit of a tough back and forth header right there. Another good boot, one hop, and a good read by Anderson that time on a direct kick right to her. And Cherokee finally receiving some pressure by Washington Township. Seems like the tides are at least partially turning. It would give me hope to get at least one goal from Washington Township, but of course not guaranteed. At midfield. Little back and forth here, moving it forward past the midfield stripe for Emily Haynes. That'll be whistled. And Cherokee will take the free kick from just outside of their own bench. Don't forget, tomorrow night we've got women's basketball in the NJSIAA between the Northampton Spartans and the RCSJ Gloucester Roadrunners. The Roadrunners just received their 14th place ranking in the in the National Division III polls, in the power rankings. They received their votes after knocking off regional powerhouse Camden County to get Coach Rich Cooper's 200th win, so they get back in action on the home court, a 5 o'clock standalone women's game versus Northampton on Thursday, November 13th. A very physical defensive possession there for Washington Township. Now Cherokee's going to move back in and interject. But coming in very toughly there is Corinne Myers looking to wrestle the ball out. She gets sent down to the ground. And now coming in is Anderson to bring that one in just outside of what would be the football end zone. Just over 10 minutes gone in the first half. Anderson pops this one up. She's had a couple of short-range pop-ups where she's gotten the height but not really the distance on it, going down as she was attempting a nice little float there. Wiener out to the middle. Cherokee calling for the possession here. Back over left side for Paige Wagner. Far side, Township takes over, but is it going to be for any long? Shoulder to shoulder there, and a whistle. That might be against Cherokee here. It will be a very quick rewind and free kick for Township by Nosile. And it'll be taken by Anderson. Anderson with the kick. Again, like we said, she's really struggled to get those kicks out to the right position, but they seem to still be working as it allows Cherokee a little bit more of a canvas to paint these offensive possessions. As now here comes, that's not Donovan. Now it's over to Gorsline, the sophomore, 2-on-1. Township tried to get in there, unable, and it's out of bounds. Cherokee with a throw. It'll be taken by Leah Wiener. This one's popped up. Cherokee looking to insert themselves a little bit again. A lot of space. Here comes a boot. This will be wide to the left. A little bit of gusty winds this afternoon allows for that one to trickle a little bit. And one thing that we were talking about before the games is that it's interesting that this game started at 2 p.m. today. if we're familiar with the Tom Brown Field, obviously it has lights for all the times we've been here for Washington Township football, but that may have been something that both coaches agreed to, was despite the lights and the turf conditions here in Washington Township, to play at 2 o'clock as normal. Just about 3:10 here, and, well, with this being post-daylight savings time, you can already see the daylight fading, if you will. And if you're curious, Central Regional at Egg Harbor Township play at 5 p.m. today at Central Regional. If there is a live stream of it, we'll let you know. That one is floated up and out of play. But definitely that's going to be interesting. Again, the winner of this game, they would be on the road if Central Regional wins no matter what as the 1 seed. The only way that either of these teams would host a home sectional final would be if EHT beat Central Regional. So either one team is traveling to the shore or one team is traveling from the shore. This one is floated up, a good corner this time. Didn't really get the curve that she wanted on it, and now it's headed forward by Myers. Really nobody else there. Myers, the last one for the Minutemaids, going in, crashing into the Cherokee sideline. It's out of play, and we wait for a substitution now. This will be a throw-in by the Minutemaids, by number 2, Maddie Hengy. But still, just great stuff there. You can see that lightning speed that Corinne Myers has to be able to move so quickly and really burn out the other Cherokee defenders. That might be something that, if you're Coach David Heil, they might have to laser focus on that, because getting 3 goals in 25 minutes is not easy. But if Cherokee did it in 40 minutes and change, who knows? We had a game last year between Ocean County and RCSJ in JUCO soccer, in women's soccer, where Ocean County was up 3-0, and RCSJ scored 3 goals in 8 minutes to tie the game. And then when their goalkeeper got into a fight, got ejected from the game, the backup goalkeeper, who was actually a midfielder, comes in, gets the save, and then the Roadrunners scored, and it was a 4-3 final. But JUCO soccer really is just a wild world, as that's going to be a handball called on Gorseline. Township saw it immediately. I think I saw it immediately. And again, that's just one of those situations where an incidental situation against Cherokee, they're trying not to trip up too often here. They're trying to not let their guard down, and Washington Township wants to make sure that they do let their guard down, that they do make these mistakes. This will be a free kick taken from just outside 20 yards by number 19, Taylor Stewart. Stewart, the senior back, 17 goals this season, 9 assists. Here is Stewart. A slow touch. Cherokee gets it out. So a good idea there by Washington Township for Stewart to keep the ball short and sweet. But this will be out on the far corner, and this still allows Washington Township to keep the possession after the throw-in. Cherokee dancing along the far sideline. So even after all of that, the Chiefs stay alive. Here comes another good boot. Coming in for it is Sabrinsky, and this one is way out of town. Just tried to get too much on it, and it remains 3-zip.
That was a ridiculous ball. I believe that ball was played by Zabritsky on the far side, intended for Mia Donovan, who started when that pass was played at about the 45 to 40 yard line, and that was played all the way towards the backmost center back. And the curve on that ball, with help from the wind, enabled Donovan to just run onto it. She got a one-time touch, and here's another
Here
ball.
comes
Donovan.
another one!
What
Oh, so close off the crossbar. What a save by Weiss. Referees had a whistle there. That one deflected off of Weiss's hands and then off of the crossbar, as Cherokee continues to just keep getting defensive win after defensive win. But this time, Weiss comes in as a hero that time, but this now sets up a corner kick for the Chiefs to be taken by Zabrinsky. I mean, so many corner kicks for Cherokee this afternoon.
There was Mia Donovan again running onto that nice through ball. Just can't buy a goal in these past 2 minutes.
Good ball. rolls past everyone. Now on the opposite corner flag. Cherokee looking to guard out the Minute Maids. And that will go to Township possession. Whistles here for a Minute Maids throw in. Or rather for a Minute Maid substitution prior to the throw in. But you can actually see the goalposts out, or rather the goalposts of the soccer field over near the Washington Township baseball field. And there's, believe that's usually where the varsity teams play, but they don't always play on the stadium field here at Tom Brown Field. But pretty much all of the athletics are pretty tightly knit. You can see the baseball field on the far side for Coach Bob Kelly. Good positioning here by Township, able to rebound quickly on a throw. Myers comes in, can't get anything there. Cherokee gets the turnover. That one's on the ground. Cherokee got blocked. Now moving over to the middle. Here comes in the Minute Maids coming in hard. And a tough possession on both sides. Chiefs throw. Of course, we were at Washington Township a lot during the summer because of the Washington Township Senators team in the Tri-County Baseball League. So the Senators, after playing their home games last year at Williamstown, played their home games this year at Washington Township's field. And they made it to the Carter Cup championship, but they lost to the Cherry Hill squad in a 2-0 defeat in the 3-game series. Cherokee just keeps getting better and better positions on these throws. They were at midfield, and then there was another one where they were half the distance, and now they're even closer now. Just trying to ring this one in as quickly as she can. Here comes Donovan again. That's a liner, from Cherokee's number 10, Caroline Neal, saved by Weiss. And halfway down here in the second half, 60 minutes gone, 20 to go. Here in Washington Township, it's crunch time for the Minute Maids, down by 3. But if you're Cherokee, how long are you waiting until you go into full clock management mode?
I mean, they're kind of in it right now, Dan. They might be still trying to buy that 4th goal that really solidifies that spot in the final. They've been trying to find Mia Donovan, who looks to be the one of the 2 that is being subbed off now. They were trying to get her a goal. Oh, never mind. They're just moving her into the middle. That was to fill in Caroline Neal's spot. But they're still trying to put on that pressure for the Minute Maids. I would say maybe with 15 to 10 minutes left is when you really got to start your clock management skills. Morrison Reeves, which she's on the ball now, and here's a steal for Township.
Yeah, here comes Washington Township on the right side there, maybe getting something going here. Setting it up. This one's wide, just to Anderson's right as a bullet of a shot, but just couldn't get anything going, and it remains 3-zip.
So that's why you still can't really clock manage with 20 minutes remaining. It's still a 3-0 game, a goal here, and you still got more pressure going to be applied in those final minutes. You still got to put on the attacking pressure, which the Lady Chiefs have been doing very well of all 60 minutes so far. They just need to keep doing it for, I would say, maybe about another 10 minutes, about less than 10 minutes, and then you start your full clock management.
Yeah, I mean, we see that on the boys' side a lot just because we cover a lot more boys' soccer games. If there's a 1-goal lead, that clock management will start with even 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 14, whatever on the clock, just because as soon as you can pivot from getting into, the goal-scoring mode, Cherokee, they could pretty much, you were talking about the 4th goal to really solidify things. I don't know how likely 3 is at this point, but they've held off Washington Township long enough now to where they can have that confidence. But they are still in attack mode, although that one was a slow roller that missed a lot of Chiefs players and missed a lot of Minute Maids and ended up going to Weiss. 18 minutes and change. A good boot by Weiss will land just past midfield. Aided a little bit. There's some strong gusts coming in this afternoon from Washington Township. Another slide. It's like almost getting tripped up that time, but able to stay on her feet is Taylor Stewart. And now Stewart, left side, got past the sophomore Doa Tavio. When you're calling these many games, it's... Oof. over to the left side, over the far side. Cherokee and Township going back and forth again. Township, a lot of space at midfield. Cherokee's defenders backpedaling. Coming in is Anderson, able to boot it out in heavy traffic, able to avoid any conflict there, as now it's popped up. Cherokee getting possession back again. Brought down for Ancone. 2-on-1, right side. Minute Maids looking for at least some salvage of some offense. A liner, and Anderson's got it on a can of corn, just right to the midsection, able to bring that one in. And with every save that Anderson makes, her confidence will go up, and the chances of the Minute Maids winning this game will continue to slim with the clock ticking. Again, the Chiefs and the Minute Maids will have to keep an eye on Central Regional at versus Egg Harbor Township. That's a 1v4 game. That does start at 5 p.m. So by the time this game is over, they'll be in the locker room. They'll be just relaxing or whatever if you won the game, and then they'll keep an eye on the Atlantic County scores. Township pile driving in there on a slide. Cherokee still with possession, and he get it out. Just a really complicated situation there. Right just outside of the goalkeeper's box. This will be a throw by Cherokee. Of course, Washington Township's campus going to be quite busy this weekend. They've got the sectional finals for Group 5. They're playing the Old Bridge Knights all the way up there in Central Jersey. But this will be a packed house for Tom Brown Field on Friday night, November the 14th. Wish both teams the best of luck. This one's a throw-in, far corner. Cherokee off the chest, and now for another two-touch and a whistle offside against Cherokee. 15 and a half minutes to play. Substitutes coming in for Washington Township. I mean, this is one of those things where the lead is big enough to where you can probably start your clock management soon, but then you're also not far enough ahead to where you can start pulling anybody. Cherokee's going to be in a position for the whole rest of the 15 minutes, unless they get a fourth goal, that they would be able to pull. I mean, they really just can't pull any of their starters right now, so it's going to be a war of attrition to see who will be able to get ahead in the next 15 minutes. Over on the far side, Township throw. Keeps it low. Brings it back to the Minute Maids, but they are backpedaling, almost a whiff there. A lot of action on the far sideline. Moving in with Do Otavio. Or Do Ottaviano, excuse me. 14 minutes. Low throw by Cherokee. Right near the scorer's table. Keeps it in for Haynes. On the ground, Minute Maids just trying to get anything that they can in this game. Now back behind the midfield stripe. Over to Kennedy. Now over to Dembski. Got a chance. And that one is out. Just outside of the end line. Cherokee 3, Washington Township 0. The first goal came in around 12 minutes into the game, thanks to a goal by their leading goal scorer, Addie Zabriskie. Angelina Agban scored with 10 minutes exactly left in the first half, and then 30 seconds into the second half, Caroline Neal scored her 13th goal of the year, and the score has held stagnant ever since with a 3-0 lead. Cherokee a liner, blocked by Township again. Keeping tab on things here. The Minute Maids just trying to advance the ball as quickly as they can. Ava Ancone was in there. Now here comes Donovan working through traffic for the Minute Maids. This one's a good boot. Out to the left of Anderson. Bounces once and it's out of play. Again, like we said, later on tonight, we'll be taking the 15-ish minute trip down to Davis Field in Pittman for midweek football for Thanksgiving tune-ups between the Audubon Green Wave and the Pittman Panthers. Myself and my good friend Micah Frost will be on the call for that game. Kickoff at 6 p.m. On the ground for the Minute Maids, here comes Anderson, who's in to take it. Anderson will send this one away, and you can see she's holding onto the ball. Now boots it. Every second matters. And, you know, we had a boys soccer game last week versus Manasquan and Cinnaminson where there was a player who got a yellow card for delay of game, for holding onto the ball too long. So you do really have to have a balancing act when it comes to this clock management. You can't make it blatantly obvious that you're running off the clock. You just kind of have to put your natural motions in slow-mo until you can find a way to get that situated and until you can send it away. So if you can burn 5 seconds instead of 2 seconds, doesn't change too much in the eyes, you know, in the naked eye, but it really does change a lot because that's 3 less seconds that the opponent would have to get a possession. A good one-player taker right there is just holding the possession pretty much the whole way, sent it out to the right of Weiss. And again, that wastes more time. The time that it takes for Township's ball runners to get the ball in and for somebody else to bring that ball all the way out from the track area. And it looks like the high jump, not the high jump, the triple jump area that's tarped off. Far corner, Chiefs, good curve, it's up, no good. Weiss came in there, and everybody went 6 ways from Sunday. They just could not figure that one out. Now on the far side, 10.5 minutes to play. And again, Cherokee probably shifting into that defensive mode now. I mean, they've been defensive all day, but this should now come down to Cherokee not as worried about the attack, just worried about keeping the ball in their possession for as long as possible and really not letting anything go. And you can see there, Cherokee moving over, taking a couple seconds off the board here. That will be, you know, an important factor. And Chase, in high school, you were a goalkeeper for Cinnaminson. Hold on here, we've got Township moving over. Minute Maid down and a whistle. So some hard contact there in the middle. But we were talking about, you know, you were a goalkeeper in high school. That clock management, obviously, you obviously had to keep an eye on things. And, well, as in addition to that, you also at Cinnaminson had the scoreboard like you do here. You don't have that at every field. But Nosile will take this free kick. It's 9.5 minutes left. Looking to put the Minute Maids on the board for the first time today. 9.5 minutes left. Oh, wow, that one's a ricocheting shot. Now Anderson comes in and is able to get the save. That one just bulleted off of the face of a Cherokee defender. That one's going to hurt. They're checking on her, making sure she's okay, and that was Wiener, the sophomore, who just got a shot to the face. That one's now on the ground for the Minute Maids, but it goes back over to Cherokee's number 27, being Ella Bush, the junior. Number 15, Haynes. Cherokee with possession. Again, just trying to flip the field here, get as much time off the board as they can. On the ground, far sideline, over towards the scorers table. Hengy is in there. High floater, far sideline. Still dancing along the far sideline. Minute Maids keeping it in. Here comes another chance. It's a liner and a score. Washington Township on the board. It's 3-1 with 8 minutes to play. Right along the end line. And even though, I mean, it's not too late right now, but Washington Township starting to get their groove back for something. It's 3-1.
I mean, that was just a great play all around. She did very well to keep it in play on the far sideline. That huge touch, there's no defender around her. Took it all the way. And it was Taylor Stewart. That's her 18th of the year, the 24th of her career. What a goal that was. She did very well. That was a great solo effort, keeping it in play, taking it all the way, and that gives the Minute Maids some life with not much time left.
Yeah, Stewart's career path definitely, it confuses me a little bit just because Stewart, as a sophomore, had 5 goals, 2 assists, and you would think those numbers would go up from there, but she only had 1 goal in her junior year, went down from 12 points to 4 as a junior, and now is up to 43 points as a senior, 17 goals, now 18, 9 assists. They're going to stop the clock. Or they were. Now they do. 7:43 here. Got a yellow card coming to somebody. Don't know what you saw there. Yellow card came in. It's going to be against Cherokee. That's going to be a big break for Township there. And again, Cherokee with this lead cannot afford to make crucial mistakes. That's the first card of the game. Lila Clark gets called for it. Free kick by the Minute Maids. Good distance. Headed by the Chiefs. Brought down. Trying to stay in there. That one goes out to the defense. Over to Haley Kennedy. Minute Maids still with possession. Running into heavy traffic. Coast to coast, popped up. Dembski was in there. Now on the ground again. Cherokee takes over. And now they will continue to run down the clock, and they will boot it out to the near sideline. Well, I feel like this is the first game this year where we've waited this long for a yellow card. I feel like if this, listen, I don't want to come off the wrong way, but if this was a boys soccer game, there'd be already 4 or 5 yellow cards as we've seen this year. These girls, we don't cover a whole lot of girls soccer, but I mean, maybe we should next year. I mean, this is a relatively, for as high stakes as it is, this is a very peaceful game, but that's how it is. That was our first card of the day. Township gets a turnover here. A good break by the Minute Maids, but couldn't get anything going that time. With the touch by Ava Ancone, the senior midfielder. 6:28 to play. Township gets it in on the ground to Kennedy. On the far side, Liner headed forward by Myers. 2 hops to Anderson. And score remains 3-1 Cherokee. The goal by Stewart came with 8.5 minutes left in the second half. Was the first goal in about 30 minutes. In a 3-1 game. Far side. Cherokee was able to keep that one in right in front of their bench. Township has it. Moving back to the defensive line. Cutting through the traffic in the middle. Nosile is there. On the ground to the left. Back over to Kennedy. Kennedy shoots it through the middle. Cherokee picks it up. Gets past Emily Haynes. No luck that time. But Washington Township still holding on to the possession. On the ground hard to Ancone. Ancone right side. Cherokee still able to interject. Township with some space for Haynes. Keeps the space open for Henji. It's up there. Cherokee gets in there. And now the Chiefs get it back. A great possession and a great defensive stand by the Cherokee Chiefs. Township backpedals. Somebody got tripped up. And now Weiss brings it over to the defense. Back over to Cherokee. Spinning around, back turn would be Donovan. Now it's back over to Weiss. She has space. Cherokee not charging. And under 5 minutes to play. Here from a quickly sunlight fading Washington Township. Here from Tom Brown Field. Again, like we said, the next game in this South Jersey Group 4 bracket from Bayville between Central Regional and Egg Harbor Township won't start until 5 o'clock. But these two teams opted to play at 2. Little floater. Going in is Anderson, and she's got it. And again, the more time she can take off, the better for the Chiefs. On the ground, far side. Gets the angle that she wanted, able to dance it along the far sideline and keep it in, but now it goes out to Coach Heil for Township on the far sideline. Cherokee throws it in. The clock stopped because the leading team made a substitution with under 5 minutes to play. Frankly, I mean, that's a good rule. Again, a lot of the rules that have been explained to us for this soccer season, our good friend Jeff Philinuk, we appreciate his insight and also the info on who is reffing the games. That definitely, I mean, for the umpires, I like to introduce the umpires for baseball games and whatnot. Sometimes we introduce the referees for football games. Seldom do they get recognized, so we've got a whistle here. That's going to be against the Minute Maids, it looks like. Cherokee will get a free kick, not exactly in a prime position, but at this point, any position is a good spot for Cherokee because this takes off more time and takes away more of a chance for Washington Township to succeed. Cherokee with a good ball over the middle. Here comes through the middle, diving on it. No whistle. They keep it alive. Cherokee not a fan of the no call there. Minute Maids with another man down, or another Minute Maid down. And now another. Coming in for the slide that time. Number 13, Tessa Riley. Back over to, looks like that's Henji on the far side. More physicality, more contact coming in. Referees were swallowing the whistle there, but this will turn over to be a Cherokee free kick. 2.5 minutes to play. Township got a goal back from Taylor Stewart with 8.5 minutes left, but radio silence since, and mostly radio silence for this second half. We had a goal with 30 seconds in. Then we had one with 8 minutes to go, but really nothing since. The first half brought us most of our action, including a 12th minute goal and a 30th minute goal by Cherokee. Quick throw by Township, 2 minutes to play. On the ground on the far side, can't get anything there. And it still stays in play, far sideline, tough to tell from the angle. Here comes the Minute Maids, rolling throw. Oh, here comes Anderson in. A scramble for the ball, and it comes out. Anderson might have, I thought she might have trapped that one, but she did not. Did not have clean possession of it. And now under 90 seconds to play. Coming up for this one, handball maybe?
Looks like she got kicked in the face, and it's going to be a quick yellow card with 1:13.
So that's another Cherokee player. Actually, a Washington Township player that's going to get charged here. One yellow card on either side. And notice how the yellow cards are not for pushing or shoving or fighting. They're for situations like that. I mean, this is for how intensive a game this is. Both teams have been staying very cordial in this one. 1:13 to play. Cherokee looking to avenge the regular season defeat versus Washington Township back in early October. Minute Maids scored a first half goal and won the game 1-0. But in the regular season and the playoffs, two different worlds. And now with under a minute to play, Cherokee adjusts their roles on the sideline. Far corner flag, couldn't get anything there. And with every tick of the timer, Township's chances slip away. The number 2 seed. With both teams recording back-to-back shutouts in the first round and quarterfinal rounds, a sectional final date could be set for Saturday between either the Cherokee Chiefs and the Central Eagles or the Egg Harbor Township Eagles. 20 seconds along the near sideline. Cherokee can send this one out, but they keep the ball in play. 10 seconds left. Cherokee gets it out. Washington Township brings it back. They pedal it along to the right side, and the Cherokee Chiefs are moving on to the sectional final. Final score, 3-1. Here come the Cherokee Lady Chiefs. They win against the 2 seed Washington Township Minute Maids 3-1 with 3 dominant goals, 2 in the first half, 1 30 seconds into the second half. And despite Township's attempt at a comeback, some good sportsmanship there between Township and a Cherokee player who left the celebration to go console the Minute Maids, as Cherokee will either travel to Bayville on Saturday or host the EHT Eagles on Saturday in the South Jersey Group 4 sectional final. Great win for the Chiefs right there, as Township gets their consolation from their coaches, from their fellow players. And as you said last Friday, there's two sides to every coin, and you hurt for the Minute Maids, you hurt for Washington Township. But man, this is a feel-good game for Cherokee, coming on the road, scoring 2 goals in the first half, and now coming into this one and with a potential trip to Atlantic County, to Central Regional on Saturday. This is going to be a really good sectional final for the Cherokee Chiefs.
Yeah, and for Megan Bolin, the head coach for the Lady Chiefs, this is her first sectional final after taking over 8 seasons ago. She has now led the Chiefs to their first sectional final, as you said many times, either against Central Regional, which would be on the road, or they would host them in the bowl at Cherokee High School against Egg Harbor Township. This is just a great game all around on all aspects for the Lady Chiefs. The defense was very standstill. They only allowed that 1 goal in the final 10 minutes, which was just a great solo effort by Taylor Stewart. But other than that, it was really Morrison Reeve, Lila Clark in the backfield, really just holding it down for these Lady Chiefs. And the offense was rolling like they've been all season. Zubritsky continuing to break records. She had a goal and an assist. So that assist record continues. It is now 38 in a career and 18 for a single season. And then Caroline Neal as well. She got her 12th of the year. And Angelina Agban, all putting together the 3 goals. It was really just an offensive showing. So much offensive pressure from Cherokee. And now you would really argue that they could be the favorite after, maybe Central Regional or Egg Harbor Township after their game. Maybe they're watching it live right now.
Who knows?
They really have been dominant on all aspects in this midfield, in the final third, and in the defensive third. It's really been all-around dominance, and it's going to be interesting to see how they play out in the sectional final.
Yeah, good feel-good for Cherokee. And, 3 goals, 3 goal scorers. I think my player of the game goes to Abby Zabriskie. Had that first goal in the 12th minute. Kicked so many corner kicks. It was unbelievable how many corner kicks that she had. She had at least 5 or 6 alone during the game. And, it just kept coming and coming and coming again and again and again. So Zabriskie gets my player of the game vote, but maybe you have somebody different because of Cherokee's defensive alignment?
No, if we can give out 2, it would be for, honestly, center back Morrison Reeve. She really
Good point.
She really was clearing almost everything that was right, coming right at her. She cleared it out of danger. She did very well to lock up any attack that the Minute Maids, were trying to apply to that back line. It was really Morrison Reeve and Lila Clark as well. She was a good standout in the back line. But I would agree with Abby Zabritsky. She really is continuing that school record, which is just incredible, and it's going to further into the sectional final.
Well, that'll be all for us tonight on DWB. If you're aware, we do have a second game tonight. We're traveling 15 minutes down the road to see the Audubon Green Wave, my alma mater, and the Pittman Panthers in Thanksgiving midweek football, Thanksgiving tune-up football, that is, prior to the Thanksgiving matchups between Audubon and Haddon Township and Pittman and Clayton. So that game will kick off at 6. My good friend Micah Frost will be on the call with me for that one, and we'll wrap it up tonight. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator Haley Mejia, our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Carson Rosso, my color commentator and lead soccer analyst Chase Parson. I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you in about 2 hours, and if we don't see you tonight, we'll see you tomorrow for women's basketball in the NJSIAA between the Northampton Spartans and the RCSJ Gloucester Roadrunners. Have a good one, folks.